High School in Platte City, Missouri, a 3-time state champion, a 4-time state placer, undefeated the last 2 years of his high school career against David Dashiell from Great Bridge High School in Chesapeake, Virginia, a 3-time state champion at 215 pounds.
Verdoorn also signed early. He'll be going to the University of Michigan, the 3rd finalist for the Wolverines here. And the duck under by Verdoorn and almost a takedown, but Dashiell able to kick out and get out, and no score as they come back to the center.
These big guys at 215 demonstrating some speed out here, a little fleet of foot here in the beginning.
It was nothing compared to the speed with Chase Verdoorn scoring 3 points in the last 10 seconds of the semifinal match with Natl and took a 3-1 deficit and made it a 4-3 semifinal win.
And he did it, and Delguide being in Ohio, and he did it against him here in sort of his home mat, so to speak. But that was a thrilling victory for Verdoorn in the semifinals.
Verdoorn will be a 197-pounder at Michigan. He's got the front headlock. Dashiell trying to spin behind. They go out of bounds. 1:11 left in the first period. No score. A lot of action. No points yet.
And you know, guys, are we really at 215? I mean, just 2 matches left here. I don't want these to end. These have been one of the best finals I've ever seen, and I don't think I'm overstating that, of any tournament, all the tournaments we go to. Thank goodness this video is going to be available.
I'll certainly look forward to watching it again. It's been some great action, as we've seen just all through this match. He's ready. So is Dashiell, and they restart it.
And Dashiell looking for a tilt here, Rob.
Yes.
Make a lie out if you just...
Oh, almost went to the near side cradle, but Verdoorn is on his feet.
We'll get the
Dino
one.
White says it's 1 point, and they're back on their feet. Dashiell, or Verdoorn, let's say, with a 1-0 lead.
I was a little surprised there, Rob. Dashiell came up pretty close, or rather close there, to maybe picking up some near fall. I didn't expect that at all, but he sat to the hip there a little bit for a little elevation, and we'll see if he has a chance to go back to that anytime later in the match. But for now, back on our feet. Verdoorn out in front 1-0, less than $1:30 to go now, second period.
We talked about Verdoorn going to Michigan. Dashiell's talking about North Carolina, Virginia, Wisconsin. What do you see him, Rob? 197 or heavyweight?
Well, it's really hard to say. He's kind of, and now Dashiell gets the duck under, spins behind, gets the takedown, and he leads 2-1, first takedown of the match. To be interesting to say, Dashiell is kind of an in-betweener. You would think with his height, you would see his future as a 197, but he's very thick, so we'll just have to see.
He did a good job of dragging the feet there to get that takedown. We're not on that side of the mat. We didn't have a great angle of it, but he appeared to do quite a fine job.
And the Verdoorn lifts up the leg, and Dino White says no points, no loss of control, no change in control, and it will be 2-1 going to the third. It looked like Dashiell still had enough of a tight waist to not relinquish control. Now Dashiell with the Grand B roll, as they do on the peninsula, and he has the escape. It's 3-1.
I'm not sure whether there was 2 or not, but at least it wasn't that 1-point call, which is no, whatever it is, it's wrong.
Right, the bailout call.
It's either 0 or 2.
Right. And here's Verdoorn.
Verdoorn in on the double, switches off to the single. Going to try and dump him here. And Dashiell bails out, but is somehow able to spin around and face him at no points. Dino White asking for help from Mike Frederickson at no points. So, a couple of scoring opportunities here for Verdoorn go by the boards. It is still 3-1 in favor of Dashiell.
And Verdoorn just wasn't able to work the line like Dashiell was on the other side. He didn't have a lot of space, but he might have been able to work it there, and he chose instead to dive out for the 2, which put him out of bounds.
I think they were both out of bounds 5 seconds before that flurry happened.
So close to a bailout by Dashiell, but somehow was able to spin around and face Verdoorn just enough to avoid giving up the control. They go out the bounds again. 57 seconds left to go.
I have to believe that we're going to see Verdoorn go after something here. He's been aggressive at least early on in the match, and I got to believe he's going to make an effort here at trying to secure this national championship.
Well, remember, he trailed, dove underneath, and the lateral in response by Dashiell, not able to score with it, but he takes him back to the center.
Well, I said Verdoorn, I said that he was going to try something. I wasn't expecting that. He went in flying. He had his arms out, and Dashiell was able to get under those and almost took him over.
Well, remember that Verdoorn trailed 3-1 to Matt Delguide in the semifinal last night. Came back to win 4-3. What could he do here?
He still has an eternity of time compared to that one.
And a double stalling call goes up with 24 seconds to go.
So, Verdoorn in on the underneath attack again. He's only been able to shoot underneath against Dashiell, hasn't been able to work an angle at all. Final 15 seconds now. What will Verdoorn give us here? He tries to sit underneath on the duck. Dashiell steps out of that. 5, 4, 3. The duck under by Verdoorn again, and there it is.
And Virginia has 3. They come into tonight with none, and now they have 3, Rob.
This is one of the cases where the real aggressive wrestler for the whole 6 minutes ends up losing 3-1. But good defense sometimes beats good offense.